I thought I had seen the worst president in my lifetime with Jimmy Carter. Just inept, unable to make decisions, unable to lead in any proactive manner. And yet this man, Joe Biden, has eclipsed that in the matter of 12 months.
I think that's probably true.
In 12 months, not even in 4 years.
Right.
And who knows what's coming.
Well,
I mean, the fact that
the next few weeks will be very interesting.
the fact that Putin thought he could go through with this in the manner that he did is a big middle finger to Joe Biden.
Yeah.
Never took him seriously and basically dared him to stop him, either militarily or through sanctions.
So here's
the Russian banking system, to your point, should be a shell of its former self today.
Today, and every oligarch should be thrown out of the country. Every oligarch's kid that's at an American university should be booted now.
Absolutely.
I mean, every embassy official should be out on the next plane. I mean, this should be swift and
yet you're not
complete.
Seeing that.
I know,
or you're not hearing that. At least in the headlines that I'm looking at right now, you're not seeing that.
No, you're not even seeing all of. I mean, it's only some of the Russian banking that's had the sanctions hit. I'm just mystified as to why we aren't acting in a stronger, with a stronger reaction. Because, I mean, it doesn't get any worse than a freaking invasion with a shooting war. I mean, that's as bad as it possibly can get. And maybe I might be a little bit more sensitive to all this because I'm in the middle of reading a Churchill biography.
Oh, okay.
And how much Churchill, needed to really beg Roosevelt for help. You're like, okay, you're not going to declare war, but at least, lend us the land. So there's the Lend-Lease package, which passed Congress after Roosevelt's reelection, which was the beginning of the turning of the tide of World War II, because it gave the United Kingdom the stuff they needed in order to defend themselves, but also to supply Russia, who was an ally at the time, because Hitler, in a huge miscalculation, decided to go east rather than west. Thank goodness. And so there's so many parallels to what's going on now, in the sense of a small country, and in World War II's case, it was France first, and then the bombing of England. But
I mean, there's parallels because of this idea that you could placate a dictator.
Yeah,
that you could appease a dictator. Churchill's predecessor, Neville Chamberlain, was notorious for that.
Yeah, peace in our time.
And Roosevelt really wanted to do anything he could at all costs to avoid a war, and instead America was dragged in kicking and screaming on December 7th. And you could see something like this again. NATO, I would say, is extraordinarily weak. I think you've seen a lack of leadership by both Germany and France for years on the world stage in terms of their ability to confront Putin on just basic things.
Basic things. And Germany's not even, I mean, they've been hindering the ability for Ukraine to get arms.
Yeah. That's just happened over the last several months. So the axiom that we grew up with Ronald Reagan, peace through strength, remains true today.
Yep.
And the moment you project weakness, the moment you show that you're not willing to do what it takes to protect your interests, either through military action or through other means, that projects weakness, and then other nefarious actors will act against that. And we've seen that with Putin time and time again.